our world ended in fire. The mountain god awoke, and the sky bled ash.
We ran, leaving behind everything we had ever known. We were no longer a tribe.
Our only guide was Orin, the Elder, whose memory held the ghost of a promise.
To escape the ash, we entered a forest, ancient and untouched by our kind.
The air was thick with the scent of life, but also with a silence that spoke of a supreme predator.
Orin knew the signs. We had traded one monster for another.
It revealed itself not as a hunter, but as a king. Its roar was the voice of the forest itself, a declaration that we were trespassers. It vanished as quickly as it came, leaving behind a silence heavier than any sound.
We could not go back. The path forward was blocked. We had to make our stand here.
Our strength was not in our spears, but in our unity. The bait had to be loud, strong, and foolishly brave.
And the king answered. He led it into our web. The forest itself became our weapon. The battle for this new world had begun.
We fought not as victims, but as survivors.
And for the first time since we lost our home, we found a new one in our victory!
That night, the fire we lit was not one of fear, but of hope. The first of many.
After the forest came the mountain, but the sky still choked with ash.
Orin called it the bitter rain, a storm that would burn the skin and choke the lungs. Our only refuge was the darkness below.
The world outside raged, but in the deep, a different kind of silence took hold.
A silence that did not feel empty, but watchful.
Rek, in his strength, saw only a challenge. Kaelen saw a trap.
We moved deeper, into a place where sound itself seemed to die.
And we saw them. The lords of that silent kingdom.
Blind, ancient, and they hunted by sound.
We were trapped between the poison rain and the listening dark.
But Orin, the wise, knew that every predator has a weakness. Rek, the warrior, was given the hardest task: to be silent. The nightmare began to stir.
And our passage began. A journey of held breaths and silent prayers.
In the kingdom of silence, a single cough is a death sentence.
The sound, though muffled, was enough. Run! In the darkness, there is only one weapon. Light!
We ran towards a sliver of hope, a crack in the mountain's heart.
After the suffocating dark, we craved the sky. But the world above held its own kind of monster.
The path forward was a razor's edge, suspended between the clouds and the abyss. But we were not alone in this high, desolate kingdom. A shadow fell upon us, swift and cold as death. It was the Sky Tyrant, the lord of this mountain. It tested us, a display of its effortless power. Rex's fury was useless against an enemy he could not reach.
Kaelen knew a direct fight was impossible. We were not hunters here. We were simply prey.
The sky was its weapon, so we would have to take the sky away from it.
The journey to the canyon was a gauntlet of fear.
We prepared the bait, our last, most precious supply of food. The warrior became the lure. And the tyrant took the bait. In the tight confines of the rock, the king lost its crown. Now! Wreck faced its fury head-on.
Point the leader delivered the final strike.
While the warrior held the line,
The leader delivered the final strike.
the tyrant of the peak had fallen.
We had conquered the mountain, and beyond it, a new world awaited. A world of endless water. Having conquered the mountain, we came to the edge of the world.
A world of endless water. A new and terrifying god.
The land offered no path forward. Sheer cliffs blocked our way. Orin spoke of ancient tales, of men who rode upon floating logs. We had to learn, or we would die on this beach.
We pushed our strange new vessels into the great unknown, leaving the certainty of the earth behind.
But the calm was a lie. The abyss. Panic. Chaos. A nightmare made real.
In the chaos, Kaelen saw our only hope, a small island of rock.
We were marooned, trapped, the beast circling its new territory.
Despair was a luxury we could not afford. We were hunters. It was time to turn the tables.
The plan was simple. If we could not escape the monster, we would bring it to us.
Wreck, the warrior, became the bait once more. The beast answered his call. Fly true. The struggle for the sea had begun.
Slowly, painfully, we dragged our nightmare out of the abyss.
Into our world. The world of rock and bone. We had faced the abyss, and we had won.
The sea was no longer a barrier. It was a beginning.
After the abyss came the shore. Our journey of survival was nearing its end.
We followed a stream inland, drawn by the promise of fresh water.
And then we saw it. The place from Orin's stories. The promised land.
But paradise had a guardian.
Rek, the warrior, saw only a final beast to be slain. But Orin, the wise, saw something else. Not a monster, but a spirit of the land.
The guardian did not show aggression. It showed a problem.
It was a test. The final trial. Not of our strength, but of our spirit.
Kaelen made a choice that would define our future.
She approached the ancient spirit not with a spear, but with an offer of help.
The final battle was not against a beast, but against a mountain of wood and stone. Rek's strength, once used for destruction, was now used to create.
We pulled as one, a tribe united not by fear, but by purpose.
The guardian watched, its ancient eyes judging our worth. With one final heave, the heart of the river was freed. We had passed the test. The path to our new home was open.
We entered, not as conquerors, but as guests. A new life began.
Our odyssey was over. We had survived.
But our greatest victory was not in finding a new land, but in learning that the greatest strength is knowing when not to fight.